Hi everybody. Today I'm gonna show you how I make my own electric pottery wheel out of a broken hoverboard. One of those magic hoverboard. It came from, I think, the first generation hoverboard. So from my research, that type of machine has the biggest magnets and coils, so it gives you a stronger power and torque. So as you can see, it's actually the whole half of the hoverboard, and I dismantled the motherboard because the motherboard in this type has one big one that controls both the left and right wheels. So what you need is a box to attach. So I didn't even take off this thing, so I only took off the half part, which is hold together with a tension ring. So you just open it with a pliers that can open a tension ring, get half of it. So with one hoverboard you can actually make two pottery wheels, electric pottery wheels. And then what I bought extra is this, the controller. So this kind of controller is made for this kind of gearless, brushless gear motor dynamo. Right? And I also bought this thing. This is a pedal. It's for to control the speed. Right. When it came from the motor has like these wires, right? So from the controller, you just look for the same wire connection. It's usually yellow, green, and blue, and then you just connect it. Make sure the connection is well. And then there is another wire that controls the speed, the whatever, That one has like 5 wires. So it's usually red, black, yellow, green, and blue. And then you find from the controller that has the same configuration. It came with all the other wires, all these extra wires I don't need, right? These are all like to control the alarm. There's a voltmeter. So it's up to you how much you want to use that's available, right? If you want it to have, but I just want to keep it simple. There is 2 other wires, the white one in here that's needed just for the initial. That basically when you turn it on first time and you want to change the direction or the speed of how the wheel is turning, you connect this, right? You connect it and then it will move by itself, right? And you'll change speed. Then you take it off and then it will program that the wheel will, whenever you turn it on, will spin in that direction. And if you want to do the reverse, you connect it again, make sure it's moving, and disconnect it, right? So you use it only to reprogram the direction of the speed. What else did I buy? If you want to do things properly, solder them together, right? Or you buy the head, and then you can just attach and detach easily. Since I don't have that, so I actually strip the wire and just connect them together. The extra one I bought is this on-off button. Right. So from the power source, there is a power source. It has 3 wires, black and red, quite thick, and then there's one a thinner red. So the thinner red connect to the switch on and off, and connect to the positive when you connect them from the power source. I am using a 24. This is actually a 42 volt 2 amps power source, right? It's a power charger that came with the hoverboard, so I didn't change that. And then there is also the connection for the gear, for the throttle. So I bought this extra throttle, and I purposely opened this and change the location of the spring. So the spring is not wound now. It's just there to give tension, and the the good thing about that is I can control the speed, right? And then let go of it. So whenever I reach the speed that I want, when I let go, it doesn't go back, you know. There is a spring there, and if you attach it properly, it winds always to the off position. So you gas, you give it a gas, it will go on, but it will automatically go back to the off position. So since I kind of make it not wind the spring, so now I can just like, you know, turn it to what speed I want and not hold it, and it stays in that speed, which is good for pottery wheel throwing. I already tried throwing with like about 300 grams of clay, and it's working fine. So, and from the torque itself, you know, when I touch it and feel it, it's strong enough to probably throw to 2-3 pounds of clay, right? So by far this is probably the easiest way to make a pottery wheel yourself if you want to, right? Maybe my tips is get a strong box and a stable one, because these things are quite heavy. It wants to topple to that side. And then get a power source that's probably more long lasting and stable. The one I use right now is this that came from the Hoverboard, and it might not last that long. And these machines are usually rated for 36 volt, and this power charger is rated to 42 volt, which might be, if you go to full speed, it might burn the motor faster, right? So I suggest you buy a proper power charger that has a bigger amp, maybe like a 10 amp instead of just 2 amp. That would probably make the machine last longer for prolonged use, right? So it's working good, very strong torque. You can, I guess, attach something here to make it more like a wheel, but yesterday I just tried putting the clay right here and start throwing with this, and it works fine. Right, this is the throttle, you can control the speed. If it goes to maximum speed, which you don't need, it's quite fast, right? These things are known to be able to go to like 30-40 kilometers an hour as a hoverboard. So it's plenty of speed you don't need. So I'm just using it maybe like at 200 RPM. That's usually a good speed for throwing, 150-200 RPM. Right, so all I bought is this, and that one came from somebody gave it to me. My brother gave it to me when he moved, and that's it, I guess. Just off that. This one is the power on and off, and then again, that's the only thing you need is the white to set the direction, right? There, the other wires, there are a lot that you don't really need. You know, like these red ones are just like alarm and stuff. So since people use this kind of controller to make electric bikes or electric motorcycles, sometimes they you know, for the safety purposes, they put alarm, they put brakes and stuff like that. So it has a lot more wires that you don't really need. So I'm just like putting them, the one that I don't need right here in this whole bunch, right? The one that I'm connecting is only this power source and this, and the power. Okay, that's it. So if you want to try your own pottery wheel, how to make your own electric pottery wheel, give it a go. This is probably by far the best one I made so far. You know, because the pottery wheel really depends on the motor, and the motor from Hoverboard is quite good, right? It's quite silent, not that noisy compared to the one I made before. It has one of those gear motor, but it's quite noisy, so it's quite annoying when you're throwing with all that noise coming out from the wheel. This one is quite good, it's quite silent. It's on this. Alright, torque wise, plenty of torque. It's not stopping, right? Just for throwing, this is perfect. that's it. I got a big, a thick board to make it stable. I added this to stabilize because it's very heavy. It wants to topple this way. But that's about it. That's all you need. Okay, take care. Thank you.